While it may seem like I am giving up on a goal, which I am, let it be known that one form of wellness practice is not a one-size-fits-all. It really depends on who you are and what you need at that point in life. Hi, I'm about to start my first therapy session in over 2 years. Just leading up to it, even booking the appointment, I felt like I didn't want to do it. For anyone that's sort of on the fence when it comes to therapy, the best way I can compare it is to going to the gym. So you don't want to go, but every time you're done with a session, you feel like you've done something good for yourself. Over time, still sticking to the gym analogy, so long as you're sticking to certain things like actually sleeping enough and resting and stretching and eating well, you'll start to notice that your effort at the gym in those sessions starts to pay off. You actually start to feel better. You start to even maybe look better. Here we go. So I'm done with my session, and it was a lot less stressful than I thought it would be, which in retrospect, this is hilarious. I was actually freaking out, trying to calm my voice, trying to deep breathe. I'm fine. But when it comes to therapy, there's definitely a lot more to it than just showing up and saying you're done taking care of your mental health for the week. A lot of that work, going back to that whole gym analogy, comes from your time outside of that session. Are you doing the homework? Welcome to my first meditation session. I set this goal with my therapist yesterday in an attempt to sort of learn how to manage my stress. I'm supposed to be doing 5 minutes of meditation every morning for a week to start out. Since I completely forgot, I went ahead and just made a little calendar. Hopefully that helps me keep track. In any case, here is to session number 1. So I just got done with my first 5 minutes of meditation. In the past, I've done 15 or 20-minute daily meditations, but this is my first time doing anything like it in 2 years. So I was pretty distracted. It felt eternal. I was just thinking about pain in my upper back. My lips were feeling particularly crusty, and I was starting to doubt whether or not I had actually set my 5-minute timer. I'm gonna be keeping track of this progress for the next month or so, and we'll see if I have any special insights at the end of it, or at the very least, if it actually worked for me. All right, so this was meditating day 3, but I had a lot of trouble focusing because I'm wheezing and my nose is really runny today. I had bad allergies yesterday as well, but while continuing to meditate, I realized in those 5 minutes that I haven't taken my medicine the last 2 days. This is medicine I've taken since I was 4 years old, like every night, so it is rare for me to forget to take them, especially 2 days in a row. But there's that. Meditating day 3. Dandy, let's go. Hi. So I completely fell off of meditating, and all in all, I only lasted 6 days. If you look closely right here on day 7, you'll see a frowny face. This frowny face actually means I came home from work and had a fever that night. I've been sick for a week now. I've largely been home during these days and still haven't meditated. So I need to reroute, and figure out something different for me. While it may seem like I am giving up on a goal, which I am, and while it may seem like I am running away from a problem, let it be known that one form of wellness practice is not a one-size-fits-all. It really depends on who you are and what you need at that point in life. Meditation did work for me back when I was debilitatingly depressed, whereas nowadays, it's not necessarily doing much for me, and I think what I'm actually missing is the element of a good workout regimen. For a solid 2 years, I was working out about 2 hours a day. A huge portion of that time was devoted to shuffling, and I do actually feel like I meditate when I shuffle, and I just haven't done it as much. I've gone from essentially working out 15 hours a week down to 3 or 4 for the last 8 months. Now, if I had something that worked for me, why would I suddenly stop doing it? Well, when you're dancing 2 hours a day, it does take up a lot of your time, and I admit that with my last move, I just haven't found that place where I can truly just dance on the regular and feel good. Back at my old building, I would always dance in the parking garage, so whether it was rain or shine, I had a pretty good environment to dance in. It was nice, smooth, concrete, ample space, it was private. I would really only run into like a couple of neighbors here and there, but otherwise it was a good time. Whereas here, I can dance outside of my unit, but that feels a lot more public, and my other option is to dance at a gym, which again can still be nice, but in a way I feel like when you're dancing in a public space, it's sort of an invitation for people to like come and talk to you. But that's not necessarily what I want to do, especially if I'm trying to get into a meditative state. So I think what I need to do is just pick up dancing again, even if I'm just doing it inside my home. That's better than nothing. An hour is a lot, and I would not recommend suddenly shuffling an hour a day to just anyone. I've done a lot more in the past. I'm still in shape for it. My muscles still know what to do. My joints are still happy with the movement itself. I know I'm capable of it, so that's why I'm doing it, and that's why it works for me. Meditation was part of a joint effort to try to learn how to de-stress with my current place in life, and it was supplementary to therapy. So therapy is something I recently had picked back up, but I have actually let go of now. I came to my therapist with concerns about how therapy itself was stressing me out. It's just this other commitment I had every single week, and when it came to the day of, I was dreading the whole appointment. My therapist is great, and she opened me up to the fact that even if something has worked for you in the past, it might not necessarily be right for you now. So that holds true with therapy right now. I would love to go back in the future, but definitely when I'm in a more stable place in life and able to tackle more. Same thing with meditation. I realized this is another form of wellness that worked for me back then, but doesn't really seem right for me right now. And that itself is something that was really hard to come to terms with. With most mental health journeys, you find things that work and you generally want to stick to them. Because before you get to something that works, chances are you've tried a whole web of other things that have not worked out for you. Whether it's different kinds of medications or workouts, maybe you tried yoga or group therapy or who knows what. Point being, when you find a solution, it is this lovely gem because it works for you. So from this point on in the video, I'm going to be covering shuffling, of course, instead of meditating. I'm hoping to see some results and hopefully just feel more relaxed overall. My stressors are very valid, but right now what I need to do is also just make sure I'm taking care of my body because that will help my mind out a little bit. I feel better already. I'm 10 days into dancing. So far, my stamina has improved, which is great. I feel hungrier in general, and I always feel good after a dance session. Even if I don't happen to fall into my blissful state of flow, I still always get a gnarly sweat in, which feels good. This has all felt easier than doing my 5 minutes of meditation, I think, because I know it actually works for me. It's an entire hour of my day, which means I need to prioritize it. I can't just push it off to be this thing I tack on randomly whenever. Sometimes things that have worked for you in the past won't necessarily work for you in the present, whereas other things still will work. And for me, that's dancing, or more specifically, shuffling. And for the time being, I'm gonna just have to shuffle my way into a less stressed state of mind until I can find that more stable financial situation and all the other stuff I'm working toward. I think what I'm realizing now is that even though I am healthier mentally, and even though in theory I am more capable, that doesn't mean I need to keep spreading myself even more thin and adding something like therapy. The fact of the matter is I'm sort of in a survival mode right now, and although like I have a roof over my head and I have loving people in my family and I am fed and have the option to like go work out and give my dog health care, like all these things, I'm still like living on very tight budget, and it can become really stressful. So while my intention to go become like a stronger individual, while all of that was with a good intention, it's kind of ignoring the fact that I have a lot of other stuff going on. Therapy was a huge source of stress, and I honestly was originally gonna not like tell my therapist anything, just gonna cancel on her and then stop going to therapy. But I instead just told her straight up, hey, these sessions are really stressing me out. I don't know if it is actually helping me. So we decided it is okay. We do not need to do therapy right now. Rather, I should just focus myself on trying to find better finances. And if I need to rely on things that have worked for me in the past, shuffling, then that's okay to do. I think the hardest part was understanding, or actually believing, that this is not someone's way of giving up on themselves. Rather, it is facing reality and actually doing what you can do for the time being. And I am making my efforts just to get out of the situation I'm in. I think this is the nature of being in your 20s, but it's taking time. And honestly, it's taking more time than I thought, which is a lesson in itself. But for now, I'm doing good. I'm doing good things, and it is okay to just do what works, but not have to do every single thing that has worked for you in the past. It is now December, and I have an update. I let go of 2 jobs in favor of 1 full-time job. This also means I have free weekends for the first time in 2 years. The job hunt was not easy. It took about 8 months of applying, and honestly, just with how congested applications can get, I feel like I just happened to get lucky. I met people who liked me. I met people who were willing to give me the type of job that I wanted and work with me. So I'm good to go for now. While I did not anticipate the job being the thing that relieved a lot of stress, it is what happened. And I didn't actually rely on dancing the way I said I would. Instead of doing the 1 hour of dance, I've gone ahead and just doubled my workout hours every week. With these last 2 months, I've increased it from 6 to 8 hours, which is great. And there's variety there. There's still climbing, there's still lots of stretching, lots of dancing, running, weights, and it just feels better. With this job though, I'm not in a better place financially, but I am in a better situation, if that makes sense. It's less hours, slightly better pay. So there's not much of a gain there, but there is more free time, and that's the biggest thing for me. There's more free time, my job is less stressful, and I can actually focus in on things I want to do with my life. I don't think I'll be going back to therapy yet, just kind of digging in back to what I have learned. I still want to hone in on specific goals before trying to tack on other ones. I want to devote more time to this hobby. I never thought I would be one to make videos, and much less to spend so much time on a computer, but making videos specifically has provided such an artistic outlet that I did not anticipate, and it challenges me, and it's nice to see my work when it is done. And even if I do look back at some of my videos and cringe when I hear my voice, I'm still able to find growth and progress, and it just feels really good. I'm so excited to use more of my free time to create on here, to figure out what direction I actually want to take these videos in, and to see where I can find a community that supports what I'm doing and a community that I can even just learn from as well.